This is a fitness workout that's going to increase your swing speed, your power in your golf game, and your fitness overall. And guess what? All you need is a pair of dumbbells. Let's get stuck into it. So our first exercise, and something that I like to get everyone to start with, which is especially important in golf, is your core. So the first movement we're going to do is we're going to grab one dumbbell, because we only need one for this, and we're going to do our split stance rotation. We're looking to start and hold the dumbbell nice and steady by our right hip, and we're driving nice and high. And this is purely just working core stability and core power all the way through, and pretty much replicating what we do with our swing, but just much more loaded. So then when we actually get to holding the club, we're going to find we're going to be able to go a lot faster. But what it's all about is trying to keep nice and steady and just feel like you're constantly in control all the way through. And once you've done 10 to 12 reps on one side, you're going to swap the legs over and we're going to do it the other side. A lot of people think that it's not that important to train the core in both ways. However, you know, a good backswing always leads to a good swing through. So it's really important you focus on that and you make sure you strengthen your core in both directions. Again, once you've done 10 to 12, you're then going to have a nice rest. And you're simply going to just do that for 2 sets. Rest period can be around 60 seconds, but it's just going to be a good way to get your core nice and warm for when we really get into our bigger exercises, which we're going to do now. Like that?
You happy with that? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, sound. Oh. So then we're going to need both dumbbells for this next movement. And this is one of the most fundamental movements to help build swing speed and power through your swing. Because when it comes to our swing, vertical force is so important, okay? And one of the best movements to improve that is actually not the squat, it's actually the deadlift. But when it comes to a dumbbell deadlift, we actually want the dumbbell slanted down. We're not going to take the dumbbells all the way to the floor like that, because that would take us too far. We're going to have the dumbbells nicely down. We're going to have actually a tighter stance than our golf stance, more around hip width as opposed to shoulder width. And then we're going to focus on pushing our bum back, feeling our hamstrings, driving the knees slightly out to take the dumbbells to the floor. As soon as they touch, we then explode up, bang. And it's all about feeling the tension in our glutes and in our hamstrings. Now, if you can't do a dumbbell deadlift due to not having the flexibility in your hamstrings and you're struggling to maintain form, I recommend a dumbbell RDL. And all it is a shortened deadlift where we're just going to focus on literally taking the dumbbells down to the middle of the shins, feeling our stretch in our hamstrings, and then pushing through our feet back to the top, squeezing our glutes. If you've never done a deadlift before, starting with the Romanian deadlift, the RDL, is going to be a lot better, and then just proceeding to the full deadlift when you're feeling a lot more confident. You might find that your dumbbells are quite light for this one, which means you're just going to do more reps. I'm not going to give you strict rep ranges today. Oh, do this one 6 to 8, do this one 10 to 12. Yes, I did that for the core because most dumbbells will be heavy enough for this one. But with things like deadlifts, like a lot of people are going to be a lot stronger than others, and it's more about just making sure you've got good form, but also pushing to an intensity. So if your dumbbells are quite light, I want you to go towards the higher rep ranges, 12 to 15. If your dumbbells are quite heavy and you've got, you know, bigger dumbbells and you can increase, then I would stick to more like an 8 to 10, 6 to 8 rep range. Start with a weight that challenges you at, let's say, 3 sets of 6. You then, as soon as you get to that 3 sets of 8 or the top of the rep range, you then look to increase weight and go back to the bottom of the rep range. And you see the way you just build up and then increase weight. This is going to be the best way you can keep good form as well as get the most out of your training. And all my programs that I get people to do with clients, and for the last 6 years, have followed this rep range system, and it hasn't failed me yet. So make sure you give that a go. So as this is a full body session, you find we're gonna bounce back and forth with hitting the lower body and the upper body. Yes, the lower body creates most of the power in our golf swing, but our upper body is still very flipping useful and helps us transfer power throughout the swing, which is what this next exercise is all about, okay? Because it's a dumbbell push press. So all we're gonna do, have dumbbells. Ideally, you want them resting on top of our shoulders. I want you to go neutral grip here. You're gonna go shoulder whip stance. So similar to our golf swing, we're gonna simply dip the knees, all right? Feel like our bum goes straight down, keeping our core nice and neutral, and then we're gonna drive and explode the dumbbells above the head, control them down, and drive once again. And this is all about transferring power throughout the ground, just like our golf swing, out through our upper body. Nice and steady. Make sure you get them arms nice and straight. Make sure you drive them dumbbells above the head. And again, when it comes to rep range, ideally working towards, 8 to 10 is perfect. If you need to go for more reps because you've got a lighter load, then do so. I could actually say if you get better at this one, you might even want to move towards the 6 to 8 rep ranges and really focus on that strength and power. Again, it's all about quality over quantity. So for this next one, we are returning to the lower body and we only need one dumbbell for this one. Now we talked about the importance of vertical force of our golf swing, generating that power using the ground. Now the next part of that is lateral force, okay? Moving side to side. And we're gonna use just a simple side lunge. Now how we load this one depends on your level, okay? We can start initially by just holding a goblet position with the dumbbell, literally nice and tight in your hand, under your chin. Start with your weaker side, literally aim for around 10 to 12 reps, but I want you to go near to failure with your weaker side. So for me, my weakest side is my right. So you can start with your feet together. I'm then gonna move straight out, trying to keep my left leg nice and straight, and then I'm gonna drive back up. Get a nice depth, nice power, and all the way through. Again, try and keep yourself nice and upright. Now, if you wanna make it more challenging, you can actually hold the dumbbell on your shoulder. So you're just gonna load that side and that leg even more, okay? Which variation you use is completely up to you. Keeping that other leg nice and straight, I'm gonna move over to my left side. And all I'm focusing on doing is getting a nice depth of where my hip gets in line with my knee, and then I'm pushing out there as powerfully as possible. A bit like when I'm really rotating hard through the ball. Get doing them. Great for your balance as well. We're now getting both dumbbells back and we're swapping back to the upper body with a cheeky superset of dumbbell bent over row straight into a dumbbell floor press. So with our bent over row, we're looking to really use our back, which is fundamental for some of the power movements that we have in our swing. And the way we do that is we're going to work on our hip hinge again, a bit like what we did with our deadlift, but this time we're going to hold that position, okay? Dumbbells are going to hang just below our knees, bums nicely back, feeling the tension in the hamstrings. We're going to row the weights by the side towards the hips, elbows tight to our sides, push our chest out and back down. I would try and focus on being a rep range again, around 10 to 12. Once you've completed your 10 to 12 reps, we're then going to take a seat. And this is where we're then going to focus more on our push muscles, working our chest and working our triceps. Again, fundamental muscles that really work throughout our swing. So with this one, bring the dumbbells on top of your thighs, then going to sit yourself back as if you were doing a dumbbell bench press, but you're just going to use the floor. Elbows at 45 degrees, feet on the floor, and then drive up. And it's literally that simple. Try and stay away from flaring your elbows out. Try and keep your chest nice and high so then your elbows come at that 45-degree angle, that being 90, that being 0, right in the middle. And then once you're done, hit your 12 reps. You literally can take the dumbbells to your knees and you're going to sit up nicely. Again, 3 sets, see how you do, and yeah, feel that upper body burn. Final exercise, starting with the core, finishing with our core, getting the heart rate up. Usually we do it with kettlebell, but we're going to do it with a dumbbell today, and it's just a rotational swing. So everyone has probably seen people do a kettlebell swing, but not many people have actually seen people do a rotation or rotational swing. And all we're doing, instead of having a kettlebell, we're simply holding the end of the dumbbell. We're looking to get a nice quality golf stance. We're focusing on that rotation of the hips, making sure our hips go round. We really use that pelvis, and then using the momentum of our hips, we drive that dumbbell back up and really get a good idea of the power we're trying to move. And look, as you can see in my left leg, I'm really trying to use the force off the ground, but getting my core really used to taking care of heavier load. One of the biggest things that you can do in the gym is use a heavier load or something heavier than your usual club. If you can get used to and train your body to really move heavier objects in these similar golf positions, holding that driver, holding that pitching wedge, holding that 4-iron is going to just feel so easy. Now with this one, we're going to go higher reps. We're going to go 20 reps. And again, 3 rounds. Once you've done 20 reps, that one side, I do expect you to turn over. Now I don't expect this side to be as good. I do want you to actually focus on your golf side first, because I think you'll get the most improvement that way. But once you've done that, I want you then to focus on the side that would be your backswing. You'll find, and this is something I've learned from long drive, that the actual backswing is such a dictator for your swing coming down. And if you can make the backswing more powerful, the chances are you're going to make the swing through more powerful. Guarantee it's going to be a game changer. And it's going to probably get your heart rate up. I'm absolutely knackered, not going to lie. From my 6 years of coaching experience, they are probably the ones that I would go with. And just from my own personal golf journey, they're the ones that I've really seen a good benefit from. And look, if you feel like you need more help, more nutrition help, more specific work, then I do online coaching. Go and check it down below. I've also got some free resources, a free nutrition guide, as well as some programs that may be useful to you. And if that is something you're interested in, as I said, go check it down below. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop it a like, maybe subscribe if you actually want to see me play on the course, and have a great day. On to the next.